And welcome to the show today, folks. It's Sherman Ray, and it is Veterans Day 2021. And I want to welcome you to the show. That's not, I was hoping to play some patriotic music, but just couldn't get it down this morning. I just don't understand. Well, that's as patriotic as it gets right now. But we want to thank all of the men and women who have served in the defense of this country. And I'm looking for my glasses, folks. That's what I'm looking for right now, because I don't have them with me, and it is virtually impossible for me to. Oh, I've got some other glasses here. So I'm going to wear another pair of glasses this morning, folks. It's I used to be able to fake it. I used to be able to fake being able to see, but those days are gone. And so I actually have to wear glasses now, just because it's just getting more and more difficult for me to actually be able to see. Welcome, folks. It is it's the 11th of November, which is Veterans Day, and Veterans Day is a very solemn day here in America, where we actually get to pay tribute to those men, women who served in the military. My dad was one of those guys. Actually, I have got stuff all over my office with my dad's stuff in it, because he did serve. Can I show you any of this stuff? Actually, I will. I'm gonna stand up here real quick. Pardon my belly here, folks. This was one of the one of the things my dad had, that I've had for many years. And this is a medal of some kind. It's got Jewish writing on it also. So, boy, I've had this for so long. But we want to take the time out to really just kind of thank all of these men and women, these servicemen and women who've just done some great things for our country, and we just want to make sure that today that we do that. As a matter of fact, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to put up because we actually have a parade here in the city of Las Vegas where we pay tribute to that. That's going to be starting at 10 o'clock. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We're also going to be talking about some of the things that they're doing for Veterans Day, which we can't do enough. I just think we can't do enough for veterans, and I think we'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about UNLV today too, because UNLV did something that I think we need to bring attention to also. So that's very cool. But let's start off the show with a segment we normally do a little later in the show. We're going to do a little earlier, and this is a segment called Nevada Myths or Facts, or Facts or Myths. And one of the things that we talk about, well, let's do it. No, before we even do that, we've actually got to do some. We've got to do some housekeeping here. We are producing our magazine. Our magazine is going to be coming out January 2022, and we want to invite you folks. If you have, we're starting to get some real momentum on this, where people are starting to become advertisers, and we don't want you to miss out on this. Lovin and Livin in Vegas. The magazine is coming out in January. It's going to be a hit. I can guarantee you that. It shows a perspective of Las Vegas that most people just don't see. Perspective, people, places, things to do in Vegas that most people just don't realize. And we're going to do that in Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine. Very excited about that. And in addition to the show that we're doing right now, we're kind of doing a podcast right now, but we'll actually be doing a show about Lovin and Livin in Vegas, and I'm very excited about that also. That'll be coming later on in the year, and I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background here, and so that's coming out January of 2022. If you would like to be in the magazine, and that is as an advertiser, because we've actually got all the articles and everything else are already written on this. We've actually got a great cast of writers that are going to be doing that. If you would like to advertise in the magazine, if you'd like to, and we actually have an event we're going to be doing to kick off the magazine, just send me an email. Send me an email at info@lovinlivinvegas and .com, and we'll talk. As a matter of fact, I'm going out tomorrow to a pretty prominent attorney's office tomorrow to talk to him about doing a full page spread. So it's very economical, folks. The magazine is actually distributed throughout our network for about 3 months. So it's huge. You get the power of social media, the power of digital is just huge, folks. And we're going to be producing a print version of the magazine, and yet the digital, in addition, the digital platform is just tremendous. So we want to make sure that you get on board that if you'd like to advertise in Lovin and Livin in Vegas. So just send me, once again, just send me an email at info@lovinlivinvegas.com. Or if you would like to be in the launch party, I know there's so much. We're doing a launch party January 15th, 2022. We've almost got the location nailed down. So, I mean, we've got a couple of places that we've got as prospective venues. If you would, and the name of the event is called the first annual Las Vegas Whiskey and Whiskers Festival. Okay, that's why I am growing facial hair. I'm going to show you once again, getting longer and longer all the time. I actually have my trusty brush with me because you've got to brush this thing out. I mean, you really do. It's just terrible. It hurts so bad to grow a mustache, and I can grow a pretty good mustache. Not so much a beard, so much, but my mustache and my goatee grow fairly long, so it'll get down to about that long. So it's pretty long. So half a foot. But we're gonna have a contest. We'll have a whiskey tasting, and we'll have vendor booths, a band, all that cool stuff at the first annual Whiskey and Whiskers Festival. If you would like to be a part of that, definitely send us an email at info@lovinandlivinvegas.com, and we can do that. So, once again, it is Veterans Day, and veterans do not get enough credit. Here in the state of Nevada, in Las Vegas, we actually have a parade, and the parade actually starts at 10 o'clock. So if you want to go to the parade, here's some information on the parade. It's going to be, as we said today, spectators are going, and you can actually see the map here. So the map shows where the parade starts at. It's going to be down at like Gas Street, down Street, 4th Street, and Gas is where it's at. And it ends at 4th Street and Stewart. So that's going to be downtown. We'll actually put this on our Facebook page, and we'll put this on our website, so you can check that out for Veterans Day. There's a good friend of mine who is running for office, folks, and this is pretty big. So I've been talking to him about this for a while. Bob Beers is running for office. Bob Beers is a truly remarkable guy. So, Bob has been a part of the Vegas landscape for, I don't know, 20 years, something like that, maybe. He was a former city councilman. He was actually a state senator at one time, and now he's running for Las Vegas City Council again, because he was actually the city councilman already. As I mentioned, he was in Ward 2, and now he's going to be in Ward 4, where he's running against more of my friends who are running for office. So Beers, he announced on Wednesday that he's running for Ward 4. And that's in the northwest side of town. Stavros Anthony right now has that office. And so congratulations, Bob. I wish you would have made that announcement at an event that I'm going to be having, which is next week, but that's all right. I'm not upset. I'm glad for him. Ward 4 includes areas like US 95, Summerlin, Santa Fe Station area, Painted Desert Golf Course, Lone Mountain. As we said, Stavros Anthony is terming out in 2022, and so this is pretty cool. Bob, once again, I cannot. So this is what happened with Bob, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but that's all right. I'm not going to. Well, I won't get in trouble, but you know. Bob has been a staunch voice for tax reform. So, let me turn that a little bit, folks. Okay. So, Bob has been, he's an accountant, and his background is in money. So, that's kind of what his thing is. So, he was, the last time he was in office, he was in Ward 2, and there was he lost a re-election campaign to a guy named Steve Soroka because of an issue with an area of town called Badlands, Queensridge area. And Badlands is a golf course area, and the homes that are near that, there was a big kerfuffle in that area about whether or not the developer of that area, of that land, was able to build luxury homes in that area. So Bob represented the developer basically. I don't quote me on this, folks, because he really didn't develop. He didn't represent the developer. He the commitment that the city had to the developer, who has done some amazing things here in Las Vegas. And Steve Soroka basically and a bunch of other folks said, no, this is wrong. The developer doesn't have a right to build these luxury homes near this golf course in a way that's, even though the city had basically said, yes, he does. So Bob lost his run. Now, his re-election run. So here's the deal, and we're not going to, we'll get off this. Just recently, the city of Las Vegas lost the lawsuit to that same developer in that Badlands golf course thing. And now the city of Las Vegas is paying like $35 million to this guy. And that's just the first phase of this. In all, we'll probably end up losing $100 million to this developer because the city of Las Vegas made a commitment to this guy, this developer. His name is Johan Lowy. I know the guy. And he said, and basically they said, hey, Johan, you can build on this property. There's no problem with this. And then when he came to build it, the city said, no, well, we changed our mind. Even after this guy spent all this money and spent all this time buying property, doing all this other stuff, and they were wrong. And they were just, it was wrong. So, okay, so we're off that. Okay, but congratulations to Bob Beers. He is running for City Council Ward 4. Once again, he's a great guy. And I think Bob will make, he'll do some great things as he is moving forward. There's some deals for veterans today. And I think if you've not, once again, this is Veterans Day in the city, state, countrywide, and veterans deserve as much as they possibly can. As a matter of fact, downtown today, am I losing something? No. I've been trying to diffuse a lot of the light in here because I've got a really lit up home office that I do the podcast out of. And sometimes things move around, like right now. So there are some deals that they're doing for veterans today, and we want to highlight that. Over at Applebee's, they are doing a free meal from a limited menu. BJ's Brew House is having a special. California Pizza Kitchen, Chili's, Cece's, Denny's, Dunkin' Donuts, Famous Dave's. Wow. The restaurant is offering a free Georgia chopped pork sandwich and one side at their participating locations if you just say veteran. Okay, at your check-in. Farmer Boys Ponchos. A good friend of mine manages Ponchos. Very cool. And so they're having a special. If you have a special that you're offering to veterans, do put it on our Facebook page. Just go to Lovin and Livin in Vegas. You can either put it on our group page or on our business page, and you can check that out. Other great ones. Who else? Meineke. Office Depot is giving discounts. Target. Everybody is just getting in on this. Walgreens getting 20% discounts off to all veterans and active military through the 15th, which is that's pretty awesome, right? Don't you think? I think it's a great idea for these for these people to say, hey, guess what? We love veterans as much as anybody else, and we want to show them our appreciation. As I said, my dad was a veteran, served in actually two wars. So my dad was in the Korean War, and he was in Vietnam. So he served for many, many years, and he passed away just a few years ago, about 10 years ago. My sister is a veteran, so my sister Crystal. So thank you so much, and her son are veterans. I avoided the draft because I was just, I was born at that certain time of life, and we were just when I was a kid. They just had so there was no. You didn't have to enlist. You didn't have to register for the draft until I became 16. Then you had to register for the draft. So there was a huge dust up about that, and I did not. And there was no wars. It was peacetime. We didn't have to. I went off and became an entertainer, and the rest is history. So for those of you, this might be the first time that you're joining us for the Lovin and Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine. And we're going to be having the magazine, folks. So the magazine is going to be coming out. Magazine will be coming out January of 2022. We've got great opportunities if you'd like to be a part of the magazine or you'd like to be a part of the event. The launch party, the first annual Las Vegas Whiskey and Whiskers Festival. If you'd like to be a part of that. Really easy to get a hold of us, folks, because it's a launch party for the magazine. All you've got to do is send us an email, and just send us an email at info@lovinandlivinvegas.com. So don't put the G on, folks. Don't put loving and living. It's lovin and livin. Okay, lovin and livin. There's only one G in the whole thing. Okay, that's in Vegas. Send us an email at info@lovinandlivinvegas.com, and we will get you hooked up. So very excited about that. There was a story that I think we need to. This is one of those feel-good stories. Feel-good story about Las Vegas students who are kicking off the first time Veterans Pen Pal program. Isn't this a great story? I mean, this is a great idea. Students at Las Vegas elementary schools are reaching out to our military veterans. This week, letters are being sent to residents at the Southern Nevada State Veterans Home at Boulder City. Yeah, this gets your heart. It in part is what one of the letters says. Dear veteran, I am so excited to be your pen pal. Reads a 10-year-old Nevaeh Moten. So the reason why I say Nevaeh is because my granddaughter's name is Nevaeh also. Nevaeh is heaven spelled backwards. So which branch of the military do you serve in? The letter goes on to say. And so 100 of these are being sent from J.T. McWilliams School. And so they're doing things like this to do it like the old-fashioned way of doing things, of reaching out to veterans who might have, who may not have had anybody write to them for years. You never know. As a matter of fact, there was a guy who told a story about how he received pen pal letters from a young girl. This was just probably a month ago I read this story, and I saw the video on it, where that was the thing that got this guy through the military. This is the thing that got this guy through war. And all these years, he never met this girl. And it was like, 30 years later, he finally got to meet this young girl who is now a woman. And they got to meet. And he cried like a baby. Just cried like a baby. Because in all those years, he always wondered who this little girl was, because he felt such a connection with her because of these letters. This right here is going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge because there's a lot of guys who are just suffering PTSD, loneliness, all that other stuff, and they may not have anybody that they feel like that hears them. And so we're just, I think it's just awesome. There's a story. Let's do the UNLV story. Okay, so UNLV, UNLV, our boys over at UNLV, what's up, what's up, what's up? They actually played last night. I was supposed to go to the game last night. Had something else I had to do, but the rest of my family members were there at UNLV. They played Gardner Webb, and they won. Yeah, that's right. They won the game yesterday, which is pretty cool. So UNLV won last night's game. What was the score? They won 58-64. Yeah, 58-64 over Gardner Webb. And so this was a great welcome to the coach. So the coach of UNLV, Kruger, um, I mean, what a welcome to UNLV, right? You finally win a game, and Kevin Kruger, uh, finally you win a game. Yay! The Running Rebels, folks, have a huge, huge history. I am a Rebel fan. I've been a Rebel fan. Why don't I have Rebel stuff here in front of me? I'm going to start putting this stuff near me. So I actually have a computer under the computer that that we're doing this broadcast from. That's got Rebel stuff all over it. If I could pick it up, I would pick it up. I got more Rebel clothing, probably more than I probably should have, because I went to UNLV. And so I think that UNLV should be, and I want to apologize if you guys can hear this. I don't know if you can hear this, but our landscaper, of course, is coming around now. I think that Las Vegas should be more UNLV focused forward because they are doing some exciting things. They have been here when there was nobody else here. It was UNLV. They were the only thing in town. And I think that we should celebrate them more and more every single day. So congratulations to the guys over there, and I'm glad my family was able to check out the game. So that's pretty cool. Kevin Kruger, thank you. Finally won a game, so that means UNLV's football team won. Yes, so they won this Saturday, and then the basketball team won. Yes, how cool is that? Only thing that would make this even better would be if the Raiders won this weekend. Oh, sorry, it's probably gonna fall at some point. If the Raiders win this weekend, and tonight the VGK, the Vegas Golden Knights, win. Okay, and the Silver Knights. That'd be great too. Vegas Golden Knights are actually playing tonight. They are also doing a Veterans Day. Kind of a celebration of Veterans Day. So we want to thank the the Vegas Golden Knights for what they're doing. So everybody's just, this is why we love living in Vegas, man. We're loving it here. Okay, we're loving it. We're living it. This is Vegas. And if you would like, and then what a great segue. If you would like to get a copy of the magazine, folks, it's coming out January of 2022. All you got to do is send us an email. Send us an email at info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. That's info@lovinandlivininvegas.com. Get on our mailing list, folks. We'll send you updates on some of the cool things that are going on in Vegas. Like this weekend, folks, guess what's up? What's up? What's up? There's actually a hip hop festival. And this is huge. This is not a small festival. This is huge. Is it the largest in? I think it's one of the largest we'll ever have here in Las Vegas. It's called Day in Vegas. Day in, like an N. Day in Vegas. And I think this really needs to be, once again, here, I'm going to change my camera angle here, but Day in Vegas is a 3-day festival taking place on Friday, so it starts tomorrow, November 12th through Sunday, November 14th. Event will take place in Las Vegas Festival Grounds in Las Vegas, which is very cool. So the venue opens at about 12 o'clock. All ages are welcome. There's going to be, this will not be like the event that happened, just a little, I think they're taking more precautions for this event than they've done in the past, because there is definitely, well, all we'll say is, folks, be careful. Just be careful, be sensible, have fun, right? This is Vegas, man. You come here to have fun in Vegas, and enjoy the heck out of yourself. Jump, sing, rock out and everything else. So, Day in Vegas is a cashless event. They accept credit cards, payments, that kind of stuff, but there's going to be no cash. Um, all of the health precautions that you need to take will be in effect. So, this is cool. Um, you have to provide that you've been fully vaccinated against COVID, uh, which means 14 days or more following the final close of a U.S. FDA approved or WHO recognized vaccination point. That's what you actually have to show. Okay, um, or you have to prove that you've had a negative test. Okay, within 72 hours. So if you're gonna go to this event, just be safe, be fun. You should have a great time at this event. So, oh, there's also in town, folks. There's actually a Uno festival or a championship, and where's that at? I've been hearing about this all morning long, um, and Mattel today announced its inaugural Uno championship. Top prize of $50,000. Where are my Uno cards? I wish I would. Wish I would have. I wish I would have been there. I'll tell you, that's pretty cool. So what they did is they invited people from all over the world. These Uno, you know, just crazy folks, and so it's a 50. It's celebrating the 50th anniversary of Uno, and from what I've heard, Uno is, and we were just listening to this recently. Uno is the number one card game in the world. So that's pretty huge. I mean, my gosh, can you imagine that? Who would have thunk that Uno was that popular? I mean, it really is. So, do we have time? We don't have time for another story. Oh gosh, there's so many things going on. Once again, we want to thank all of the veterans who are out there they continue to serve or they did serve. We want to thank you all for what you've done in the service of this country. If it had not been for you, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today. And I think sometimes we take that for granted. We should not take that for granted. Um, we definitely won't on this show because I have family members who have served. And besides that, it's the right thing. Our first responders, our frontline workers, veterans who have served in wars from the beginning of this country, from the Revolutionary War to this day. Your work has not been done in vain. We thank you so much for what you've done for this country. And we just want to make sure that people just remember that. I mean, they've got to remember that. You guys have done some great work here in the service of this country. So that's kind of my thing. Oops. Anyways, folks, we will be back again tomorrow for another thrill-packed episode of Lovin and Livin in Vegas. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and thank you so much for being a part of the show, folks. We will see you again tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning on Friday morning. We'll talk to you later.